Hey yo, what's going on? I started pressing buttons by accident. I didn't even put the music in time. I was checking my phone and I pressed something by accident. It changed the scenes when I shouldn't have. Anyways, hello. Hello. I'm Thousand the Hyper. And today we're gonna be doing some godot stuff. It's been a while. It's been a while since I've done a game dev stream. But I've been cooking. I've been cooking in the shadows for the past month. And we have a game. We have a small game for the GitHub Game Off Jam. So the GitHub makes a game jam every year. This year's theme is waves. So you're maybe wondering why there's this little fella here in the middle of the screen. Has what does has I don't know how to English. What does him have to do with waves? I'll show you. I'll show you the game. I'll show you what I have. Look at him. He's beautiful. Untitled game. I have no idea what I'm gonna name this game yet. That's probably gonna be the most difficult thing. We're gonna start. And we're at the desert. And this guy is like a vehicle we can drive around. That's it. That's the game. We drive around. No, there's more to it. So you'll notice we have 2 meters on the. Never mind. I'm covering them here on the bottom left, bottom right. You see, those are water and temperature. Also, the vehicle itself has like a water tank, if you can see it. So the first part of the game is gonna be using a radar, which the vehicle has on its tail, like this. And you see something shiny on the distance. And we can use our drills to dig. And you're gonna see we're gonna get some water for our tank. So that's like the first part of the game. Like you just survive. We can hide on this shadow spots too. I should show this. You see the screen changing color is because the temperature is rising. I guess I guess the music thing is hiding stuff too. Damn. I should have thought about this before starting the stream. The music thing it was hiding the temperature UI at the top. You see the temperature. When it reaches 60 Celsius, like you start melting basically. And if your temperature rises too much, you're gonna start losing water. And if you run out of your water, you die. That's like the main idea. So we're gonna go around, make sure we don't overheat. Make sure we collect enough water to function. And that is for now. It's just survival. So in theory, we have like a way to lose the game, which would be if you run out of water. And what I'm gonna do today is a way to win the game. I was thinking, since you have the drills to dig for the water, like that, we could use them to dig something else, like treasure. So that's gonna be the objective of the game, I guess. Like, go around, find treasure, and dig it. And once you collect enough, you win. So that's what we're gonna do today. There's also a few other things. I need a pause menu. If we're gonna do like win condition and lose condition, we're gonna need like a retry or like a restart, that kind of stuff. But yeah, let's do it. We're gonna go into the code. This is gonna be fun. I promise. It's not gonna be fun. Um, this is the code for the player. We're not gonna look at it because it's very complicated and messy. We're gonna go to stage. I should talk about a little how the map works. So the map that you saw is divided in chunks, right? So you have like 9 chunks. Imagine like the square that is the stage is divided in smaller squares. That's basically it. There's 9 squares, and each one like functions like separately. It manages itself. So what I want to do, we're gonna have something like on this treasure count. Let's say we have 3. There's gonna be 3 treasures in the map. So of the 9 squares or chunks that make the stage, I'm gonna choose 3 randomly to have a treasure in it. So we're gonna make something. Ow! I just hit the. I just hit the microphone. I hope you didn't hear that. We're gonna make chunks with treasure. Shuffle treasure. Why not? We're gonna make it as a separate function just to keep it a little bit more organized. This is gonna return an array. Something like that. We're gonna pretend that this works. Actually, I have no idea how it's gonna work. It should be like an array of pairs, actually, because I'm identifying every chunk for its I and J, right? Like I have a map width and height. Like you can think about it as X and Y coordinates. So if I have 3 and 3, which makes 9 chunks, I have 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 2, then 1, 0, 1, 1, 1, 2, and so on. more importantly, I kind of don't want the one in the middle to have the treasure. I want it to be one of the further ones. I didn't think about this. Oh god. How do I know if it's the middle one? how am I gonna know? Uh, and also how do I identify them? Okay, if I had to assign a number to each one, it would be something like I times map width plus j, right? So 0, 0 would be 0, 0, 1. Then it would be 1 times 3 plus 0. Yeah, this works. Trust me, this works. Let's make it work considering the middle, the center chunk. We're gonna do for E in range. Treasure count. So for each treasure, we want to generate the chunk that it's gonna be in, right? Randy, random integer between 0 and map width times map height minus 1. This is Randy range. There we go. Random integer in a range. This is gonna give me 3 times 3 is 9 minus 1, 8. Yeah, this should work. We're gonna say if chunks with treasure find. Return the index of the first occurrence of param in this array or minus 1. I should make a while loop here. So I'm only gonna add the random number if it's not already there. I don't want repeated, right? Call this chunk ID just to make it a little bit more clear. Else something. We need to put this into a while. So in this case, it's gonna be valid. This is redundant, I think. Yeah, this is redundant, honestly. So if we add it, it's gonna be true. It's gonna break this while, and I'm gonna go to the next one, right? So at the end, we're gonna have 3 numbers, unique numbers. We're gonna get them here. And we're gonna have to change the way the chunks spawn. But that's fine. I could add them in the. I already have like an array of like the random props that appear. I don't know if you remember seeing all the trees and the cactus and stuff. Those are here. So I could add it in here, but I kind of want it to be separate. So I think we're gonna make a as treasure boolean. Which is gonna be chunks with treasure find I times map width plus j equals it's not -1, right? If you can find the number in the array, it means that it should have a treasure. Bro, trust me, this is gonna work. I promise. Chunks it up. I think we have to do it like this. And we just add it here. That's all the changes we need here, I think. Now we go to the chunk. This is each square that conforms the map. So what it does here is just spawn a bunch of things. The hidden water thingies, the shadow spot in the middle where you can hide, and the decorations, like the trees and everything. So I already had this to do here for more stuff. We need to add the treasure. I think we're gonna need another scene. This is gonna be treasure spot. And this is gonna be basically the same as the water one. This is the water spot. We're gonna basically copy this thing. This one, what it does is like, is where you can extract the water. I don't like this VFX at all. I need to change it for something else. But for now, it's gonna work. I'm literally gonna copy paste all of this into the treasure spot. Okay, nice. We're gonna put everything on make unique, just to make sure we don't accidentally messed up something. Um, we're gonna change the color of this. That's gonna be like the only change on the VFX. So instead of blue, it's gonna be like, I don't know, purple, I guess. I was thinking purple. And that is controlled here. Display color curves here. How do I make purple? Like something like that, perhaps? I should be using like a color palette or something to make everything cohesive, but who cares about that? Yeah, I like it. We didn't mess up anything here, right? No, we didn't. That is the problem of copy pasting. You can mess up everything. uh, okay, we're gonna create a script for this. This is gonna be called a treasure spot. Area with player can dig for treasure. This is gonna behave exactly the same as water spot. We're just gonna copy paste everything. In an ideal world, I would have made this using inheritance, but this is a game jam. We don't have time for good practices. Uh, Let me turn off these things. These are gonna be turned on manually at some point. Yeah, I'm literally going to copy paste everything. I'm just gonna copy paste everything and see what we need to keep and what not. I don't think we're gonna have an extract VFX. We're gonna do, I'm thinking of something different. Because in the case of the water one, the extract VFX is like the sprinkles of water that pop off after you dig. So we don't need that here. Ready to delete. Okay, I'm gonna leave it there for now. Everything else here. This stays the same. Yeah. This part I didn't know how to do. Like, the player moves around the map, and you gotta know when you are in the area of a diggable spot, right? So in the end, I had like the 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 diggable spot detect the player entering and then setting a reference on the player. I don't really like it, but it is what it is. I was not gonna spend too much time thinking about. I wonder what's the best way to do this. Nah, we're just gonna make it work. This also gonna be set current pressure spot. We need to create this function on the player. Let's do that immediately. Otherwise, I'm gonna forget. Uh, Current pressure spot. Uh, and we're gonna make let's just copy. We're copying everything from the water spot to the treasure spot. Might as well just copy and paste the code to something like that. Um, um, I don't think we need ready to delete here. It's like maybe like the reason I had this is for the water spots. Once you dig one, it respawns in another location. So that's why there's a ready to delete thing. But I don't think we need that here because these things are not gonna respawn. So we can just delete them. But I'm wondering if I'm gonna need the reference somewhere. I'm gonna delete this. I don't think I'm gonna need it, honestly. And we can just kiwi free here. Okay, we need the distract animation, but we're gonna do that later. We need to go to the player. Player has this drill action. This is when you are digging. So here I check if I'm currently standing on a water spot. We need to do the same for the treasure. Extract. I think that should do it. No, never mind. We're missing this part. Close enough. Mm. Mm. Wait a minute. Yeah, I needed the thing I deleted here. God damn it. The ready to delete. Because the portion of the map where the treasure is in needs a reference, because when I use the radar with the player, what it does is the map portion, the chunk here, goes through all the diggable spots and checks the distance to the player to see if they should show in the radar or not. So I need a reference to the treasure spot. And if the treasure spot is deleted, I need to delete that reference. Otherwise, it's gonna crash the game. God damn it. Water spot, water spot, water spot. Let's copy paste again. It's not that bad. And we need this here instead of the kiwi freeze. Okay. Back to the chunk. We need an array of pressure spots. It doesn't need to be an array because it's always gonna be one. But just in case, just in the random chance that I wanted to make more than one treasure spot per chunk, let's just make it an array. Um, Damn, this song is distracting me. God damn it, Plastic Love. Why are you so good? Um, Here. Eve has treasure. Uh, we need a prefab. It's not called prefab, it's called packed scene. Prefabs are the one on Unity. But I still like to call them prefabs. It just makes so much sense. Treasure spot prefab, instant cheat. We're gonna create a new one. Um, Treasure spot position, generate position. We have a function that generates random positions. Make sure that everything is in place, that no things overlap. It's very cool. I'm not gonna enter on details of how it works because it's a mess. Um, Ready to delete, connect on treasure spot delete. This is gonna be a new function. Uh, is digged a word? I think it is, right? My English is very odd. If you haven't noticed. Um, What else we need to do? We need to append it. And add child. That should do it. I think. Okay, reveal. This is the radar. The player uses a radar and everything that is nearby, it's revealed. So we should make it inside this if state. We just basically copy paste again. This is treasure spot in treasure spot. Yeah, that's basically it. Easy. I've been coding for like half an hour. We're gonna press play and the game is gonna crash. I promise. It always happens. I always forget something. Um Treasure spot delete. Um we just copy this. I don't need this. This is gonna be treasure spots. We just delete the thing. Everything else here is for the respawn. We don't need respawn here, so it should be just that. Now I think we're ready. I need to go to the chunk, and we need the prefab reference here. The pack scene, I mean. Treasure spot, we drag it here. That should do it. Unless I'm forgetting something, which is very probable. Let's see. Let's see how the game crashes. Um, I'm gonna hide some of the stuff so you can see better. Maybe I should hide my model too, so you can see the UI. Okay, so we're gonna go over here. We're gonna use the radar. And if we are lucky, we're gonna see a purple spot. So this one is water. There's more water over there. Something? Anything? Please? Nothing? There's a water spot right next to me. There's one more over there. No treasure. I guess this is a small indication on how the game is gonna be later when you're actually playing. How difficult it is gonna be to actually find the treasure. There's just water everywhere. There's only 3 in the entire map, so it makes sense that it's a little bit difficult. More water. We're about to reach a heat wave. If you see the temperature on the top right, nothing is gonna happen because I still haven't coded that. If your temperature reaches the max, or if the water reaches 0, nothing happens yet. We found the treasure. You can't really tell that well from the colors since the lighting changes with the temperature. So maybe I need another color. We're gonna here, we're gonna dig. That wavy thing should have disappeared immediately, but other than that, it works. Ooh. We crashed the game. Let's go. That was my objective. That's fine. What happened here? Previously Fred. Chunks 74. 74. Just trying to check the position again. I did not remove it from the array. I'm stupid. Oh, right, because here on the water one, when I spawn a new one, I replace it, but here I have to delete it manually. Treasure. How do you delete something from the array? Remove? Remove at index. I guess that works, right? Okay. That should fix that problem. Um, let's make something happen here when you actually extract. Um, yeah, I have wave VFX emitting false. I don't know why it kept like showing. That's weird. Extract timer. 5 seconds. That's a lot. Okay, so what I was thinking, we're gonna go here. So we have the treasure spot. Oh, I have to change the color too. Does anyone know what is a color that has high contrast with red and blue? What is like the opposite of red and blue? Because what happens is that let me add some to the scene for a second. What happens is when the heat waves are approaching, or when the temperature increases, I change the color of the light to like red. So everything around like turns a little bit red. So it makes it more difficult to see this thing. Okay. What I was thinking is having like the treasure is gonna be like a gem, I'm imagining. Like think Crash Bandicoot gem or Master Emerald, that kind of stuff. And make it like just pop off. So something like mesh instance. Let's make it a sphere for now. Let's use the same color for now. Uh, we're gonna call this gem. We're gonna put it under the ground, and when you dig, this thing just, you know, you know what I mean? It just pops off. uh, so to do that, we need a reference here. It doesn't necessarily need to be a mesh instance. We have to make a model for it later. We can make a gem in Blender really quick. But let me test this. This works. We're gonna just make a tween, I guess. Uh, create tween. Uh, tween. Tween property. Oh, I could make it spin too, right? That's a good idea. Um, like spin in place all the time. Jump. This is gonna be position. Can I do position Y? Final value. What? Uh, let's. 175 maybe. 175. Duration. Let's say 3 for now. uh. I need to check what transition I'm gonna use. Cities. I wanted to like bounce a little bit. I have a cheat code for this. Give me a second. Yay. have this. This is the cheat sheet, as it's creatively titled. This is all the twin options you have. So I think what I want is like either spring or back. Spring is out, maybe. Spring is out. What else? Let's test it. Let's see what happens. Game. I should hide the thing again, right? I really did not think about this. How my overlay on the stream blocks the game stuff. It's fine. It's not that bad. Okay, we'll have to explore a little bit. Pray that we're lucky to find treasure again. Nothing. There's water there. Remember, there's only 3 treasures in the entire map. So it might take a while. Never mind, there's one right there. I just saw it. Let's see what happens here. Okay. I'm not sure that's what I was kind of expecting, but it kind of works. I think I would make it faster, probably, and make it like 225 maybe. But I like the bounce. The bounce is like exactly what I wanted. Let's try again. Let's see how long it takes us to find another treasure. We got lucky the last one, for sure. I just thought of something. Maybe the sparkles could be different for the treasure, like a different shape. Instead of the diamonds that I'm using for the water. Like you use a different shape, like a star maybe. Just to make sure that you can notice that it's a different thing. Nothing. Water right next to me. Maybe I should change the color of the sky. instead of the lighting when the temperature increases. Because the sky is still blue, but everything else is red. I wonder how that would look. Maybe we'll need to uh, experiment a little bit with the lights. Man, we're really unlucky. We're not finding anything. Come on. Show me something, game, please. They run out of water, by the way. You see my water meter is empty. And my temperature meter is almost full. Then again, nothing happens yet because I haven't coded that yet. But we should be dead. We should be dead at this moment. Okay, there's one. Finally. Okay, I like it. I kind of like it. The tail of the vehicle like kind of blocks it, so that's not good. Maybe I should put it higher just to make sure you can see it. But other than that, looks good. Um, I kind of want to make it spin, and obviously it's not gonna be a sphere. We're gonna make an actual jump. Should we open Blender? Let's go to Blender. Um, we're gonna call this gem. How do we make a gem? I'm thinking cylinder. Just make like 5. We have like 2 loops. Scale. Oh, we only needed 1 loop. Uh, and we scale this one down. It's that easy, man. uh, Maybe I should look some reference, maybe. Master Emerald. Wait, I'm kind of scared to click images when it's something related to Sonic. You never know what is gonna show up. Okay, it's like round at the top, and it has a bunch more sides than my thing. Crash Bandicoot Jump. This is what I had in mind. It's sort of like very, specifically the red one. It's sort of like very uneven looking, which is interesting. I think we need more sides. That's for sure. 5 is too little. I kind of like it though. Uh, okay, let's try again. Let's go with 8. I like this. I like this a lot. It's a very simple gem, but I think it works. Yeah, that does nothing. Ugh. Yeah, let's go with this one. It's good enough. Uh, uh, let me look it up. I should have done the blur thing when I was Googling. Don't want to show my browser history on stream. Gem. Um. This one. There we go. So now we delete this and we put this in. It's very big. Um. uh, um. What color was this again? Oh, you kind of don't see the edges like this. I think something like that. And I wanted to make it spin. Um, that's not what I wanted to name it. Can I rename it? I don't know why the S and the I keys on my keyboard are like stopping to work. How do I rename it? Can I rename it, please? Or delete it? Just delete the and make it again. Oh, rename. There we go. Spin. Uh, rotation. Here we're gonna say nah. It spins to one side and then to the other. That's not what I want. 15. That's gonna be 7.5. I cannot go to 2.5. God damn it. 180. What if I put -0? Is that possible? No, I don't think so. 360? Okay. It kind of works. It's very fast. Let's move this here. Try again. That's a little bit better. Still a little bit fast, I would say. Maybe 90. And this would be 45. That's perfect. Okay, and I changed the height to 3. So let's test it again. Okay, once again, we have to look around a little bit. Pray that we get lucky. Radar. Radar of fortune. Give me a treasure. Please. I don't know if the best position is like in the middle of the chunk to to use the radar? Maybe it is. It would make sense that it's near the middle. By the way, this shadow thingies are exactly at the middle of each chunk. So each part of the map has one of these at the exact middle. Nothing? Nothing? Nothing. God damn. Again. Nothing. Bro, these things are difficult to find unless you get like super lucky. There it is. Here's one. Let's see. It's perfect. That's exactly what I wanted. And then it just pops out of existence. Again, I like it. I like it a lot. Maybe I could make it so they don't just pop out of existence and smoothly fade out, but if I do it, it's gonna be later. What do we do now? We need um we need to make so we lose the game or we win the game. That's gonna be a little bit complicated, but I think it's the next step. It's the only thing I can think of that it's like a priority. Everything else that I want to do is like optional. That is the big thing I'm missing. That and the title of the game. I have no idea what I'm gonna name this thing. Like the problem is that I cannot explain in a single sentence what the game is about. That is really, really bad. So coming with a title, it's difficult. Okay, we have a game manager. So this guy somehow needs to figure out when the game is over and when the game is when you win. So the lose is easy. We go to player, we're gonna create a signal called on water depleted. Deplete. Is that a word? Did I write it correctly? Wait a second. I need to do this. Now playing Road Movie by Asian Kung Fu Generation. One of my favorite songs ever. We're gonna pause the the coding, or we're gonna listen to the song. That's not true. We're gonna stay coding. But let it be known that I love this song. It's probably my favorite Async Fu Generation song. It's just the end of the song is so good. I mean, all of the song is good, but whatever. Here, every few seconds, we update the player condition, how much water we have, and how much the inner temperature is. So if water tank level equals 0 on water depleted, emit. It's that simple. We need this to listen to this here on the game manager. So we're gonna have player on water depleted. Here, we're gonna say player set state. Inactive. That should prevent us from moving and doing any action. Other than that, I don't know. We need like a pause menu with a retry button or something. Bro, I cannot focus. The song is too good. I mean, it's a bad idea to put the music when I'm coding. It distracts me. We have to go to stage. We have a treasure count here. We need a signal here. Signal on treasure found. When we find the treasure, this is not. It's not gonna be 100% accurate. Because this happens not necessarily when the player finish digging, but when the player exits the spot after digging. But I think it's okay. It's fine. It's not a big deal. On treasure found emit. Also, I don't have much time to code it better. The submissions close this Monday. There's still a lot of stuff that I want to do on this game, so we need to hurry. Yeah, that's it. Go to stage. We go to spawn chunk. We're gonna say Chunk. On treasure found, connect on chunk treasure found. I have so many functions without comments and stuff, and they are all on random order. I may need to order this thing a little bit later. When we found a treasure, we're just gonna have a counter. We don't need anything else. Treasures found. And we say treasures found plus equals 1. And if treasures found, treasure count, you win the game. That's it. That's all we need. Probably a signal to the game. Signal on all treasures found. Emit. We're gonna go to game manager again. I'm gonna say stage on all treasures found, connect on stage all treasures found. Bro, what's up with the music? It's just banger after banger. It's almost as if I made the playlist with all my favorites. Shout out to Mob Psycho, man. Banger anime. Unlike his cousin One Punch Man. Bro, the One Punch Man stuff is so sad. It's like this is literally the One Punch Man arc. It's like the best arc. And I mean it's still like in the beginning of the arc, right? Nothing really exciting has happened yet. Besides the small Garo versus Orochi, I guess, but still, man. Still sad to see. And the worst part is that people blame the animators, and it's not the animators' fault. It's just the producers are the problem. It's the same in the game industry. It's the corporations that are the problem. Um. Okay, I have no idea what I'm gonna do here. I guess we need like we need a pause button too. Hmm. Hmm. Um. Let me check the player real quick. I need to make sure you cannot do weird stuff. I'm always like checking if my state is ill. Yeah, I think I'm managing my state properly. So there shouldn't be a problem. Also, fun fact. We will play real quick. This guy in the title screen is like the same node as the player. So in theory, I should be able to move this guy. But I set the state to inactive. So you can't do anything. um Okay, I think I'm gonna take a break. I need a small break. We have a lot of work to do to make this part work. So let's take a small break. Just a couple of minutes. I'll be right back. And we're gonna continue coding a little bit more. So yeah. There we go. Time for a break. I'll be right back. Bye bye. Hello. Hello. I'm back. Hello. Hello. We're back. That was a long break. That was longer than I expected it to be. I'm sorry. But we're back. Once again, we're making a game for the GitHub Game Jam. I'll just show you. I'll just show you. It's better than speaking. Untitled game, very beautiful. Not really, but I have to hide everything so you can see. The game is basically about exploring in the desert. We have behind me a water tank level and a temperature level. There's gonna be like a weather that you can see at the top right. When the temperature raises too much, you're gonna start overheating. You're gonna lose your water and you're gonna die. We have a radar that we can use to find treasure and find water spots where we can dig so we can fill our water tank like that. Oh, I need to come up with something for that water VFX. I don't like it at all. So yeah, that's basically the game up until now. In the last hour, we coded a new feature where we have the treasures. If only I could find any. So there's three treasures around the map. And if you find them, you win. Let's see if I can find one now. Okay, I'm gonna hide them because if you saw everything turn red, it's because we're in danger. The temperature is too high. Let me hide a little bit. And now, like, I actually put the code for it. If the water level reaches 0, we die. So I have to be a little bit more careful when testing now. We're gonna grab some water here, just in case. If you grab a couple of water spots, I think you're never gonna be in danger of really dying. Maybe we have to increase the difficulty a little bit. Maybe. Here we have one treasure spot. This is what we did in the last hour. Oh, we find the treasure. Just like that, it disappears forever. And if you find 3 of those, you win. That's the idea. Go around, collect water. Don't let your water run out. And that's it. That's basically the game. At least for now. Okay, so what we need to do now, we're gonna go to the code. We have 2 conditions. When the player runs out of water, you die. When you find all the treasures, you win. But we need to let the player know somehow. So we need some UI. Let's go down here. We have a UI folder. User interface. We're gonna call this. We need a pause menu too. Uh, uh, I think we can use the one user interface for both cases. In both cases, you just want to have a retry button and nothing else, right? Uh, here we're gonna have a VBox, I guess. Uh, a button. Uh, there should be a. Mm, wait, let me think. Panel container. We're not gonna have more buttons other than this, so I don't know if this is necessary. And I want to add a label. This label is gonna say something like game over. This is gonna say retry. We're gonna put this in the center. Um, Um, Something like that, maybe. Um, okay, something more like that. Um, that's it. That's all we need. All we need. Beautiful. Oh my god. Honestly, I don't know what else to put here. Like maybe the settings button, but we're gonna have that on the what's this called? On the pause menu. We could add back to title. I guess. I guess. Just so it's not so empty. Um we're gonna make this a little bit bigger now. There we go. That's what I wanted. These options always confuse me. Generally, you always want shrink and expand. Generally. Mm, This is gonna say back to title. Uh, Actually, we need to do the translations. So this game is gonna be available in English and Spanish because I speak Spanish, so why not? So we need to do something a little bit weird here. We're gonna say more label button retry. And we're gonna call this one game over button back. And this label, we have to set it manually. But let it be game over label loose. Okay, we go to game. We're gonna add an instance of our game over UI. We're gonna hide it. We don't want it there. And here we're gonna have game over UI. Like that. Sorry, I lost my train of thought for a second. I was hearing some noise downstairs. I was like, what is that? I don't think it's anything that I should be worried about, but it distracted me. Um, Game over UI. We need to show it here. We're gonna create a method to show is already a method that exists, so I need another name. What is a synonym of show? um Show menu. I have no idea what to name this thing. And we're gonna have a boolean here. We have true and false, I think. So here we're gonna have function show menu is game over. What we're gonna do here, we have to change the text on the label. Label, label, label. You love to see it. TR. Need the translation thing. How did I format this? Well, let's say game over label loose. If is game over, else game over label win. So it's gonna show game over, or it's gonna show you win, depending on the case. That's literally all we need. And we need to animate the menu appearing, so uh, I have a tool for this. This is a collection of random functions that I can use everywhere that I made a long time ago. And there should be something to this one, UI tween. Just like animates a little bit the appearance of the UI. We're gonna say global tools, UI tween, and we have to give them like a million parameters. The vector 2. God damn it, man. My playlist is too good. This song is a banger. Shout out to Katekyo Hitman Reborn. I guess no one has watched that ever. It's a boomer anime. But oh my god, some of the openings are so good. This is one of the endings, I think. Yeah, it's one of the endings. But it's a banger. Watch Katekyo Hitman Reborn, you cowards. It's so good. We're gonna do something like that. Time, 2 seconds. Why not? Delay 1 second. Transition tween trans sign. If you're in doubt, always use transition sign. It's like should be the default one. We need a height too, I guess. We're not gonna need it right now, but we're gonna need it later. It's literally the same thing, but we put false. Um, this doesn't change the visibility, so here need to see show hide. That should do it. I think that should do it. Should we test this? Or should I code the actual functionality of it? Let's test it. Why not? Okay, so we're just gonna stay here in the sun. Wait until we die and see what happens. That's basically it. Oh, by the way, the faster you drive, the the faster your water will deplete. So if I go full speed, my water should deplete faster. It should at least. I'm pretty sure I tested this. We see your temperature rising away a lot faster too. Actually, I think the way I coded it is like the water depletion depends on the inner temperature. So the red bar on the bottom right. So the higher that bar, the faster the water depletes. The water tank on the actual model looks like empty already, even though it isn't. That's the thing with the shader. I don't know what to do with that. Why is the UI moving? Am I crazy? So I cannot do anything. I cannot move. I cannot do anything. I don't think the UI is moving. It was like the camera that was moving weird. And we have the buttons. Those don't do anything. Why is not using the theme though? Okay, it shows, which is what I wanted. So that's fine. But we need some adjustments to make. Should probably be one. Where's the theme? Not there. That's weird. It should do that by default, but it didn't for some reason. But it's fine. We need to code the functions of the buttons. Those are gonna be like just like signals, I guess. So we're gonna have a signal for each button. We need a state. So this is also something that I have like by default on all my projects. It's like just a generic state for things. This is useful for like managing UI, so you don't accidentally press something when like maybe things are hidden, they're not visible, but they are still like active somehow. When you have multiple buttons, you can press one and then immediately press the other one, and some weird stuff can happen. So it's always good to have like a state on all of these things. Uh, it's just good practices, man. It's gonna be hidden by default. Um, we're gonna need a reference to the buttons. Um, uh, oh my god. There we go. An auto completion for these things is kind of messed up. But I guess it's fine. It's not a big deal. Retry button pressed. Connect. We can make like a lambda function here. It's kind of cool, but you shouldn't do it all the time. Active. All in one line. Kind of crazy. So basically, if the state of the menu is active, we're gonna emit a signal. Didn't actually change the state immediately there. Maybe I should actually make an actual function for it, but it's fine. It's gonna be fine. Uh, Return. This is gonna be return. So both buttons do basically the same. And we're gonna listen to the signals on the game manager. Um, on retry, connect, on retry, press. And the same for return. There we go. There we go. Okay, so we have a menu, we have signals. What do we do now? I have no idea. On retry, I should like reload all the scene. Maybe I should do these. Like that. The menu's gonna hide. We wait for it. Then we do something. I need to send a signal to the scene manager. Oh god. Okay, so I'm gonna explain something about how my projects are structured. You may think the game manager is the thing that contains everything else. It's the absolute boss, but it isn't. The actual boss of everything is the scene manager. This is the father of everything. It's the big boss. So here I have like the music, the title scene, and then it transitions from the title scene to the game scene, where the game manager is. And one thing that I have there, I'm gonna show you if it lets me run the game. You see that black screen that fades in? When I press start, the screen is gonna fade to black and then fade back in the game. You saw that, right? That thing is on the scene manager. So here, if I want to reload my scene, I have to send a signal to the scene manager. So the screen transitions to black, reloads the game, and all of that. So we need more signals. We could copy them from here. I'm gonna rename them just to make sure they're unique. They're not exactly the same as these ones. On game retry, emit. On game return, emit. It's kind of funny. This is like just passing responsibilities between things. It's like the game over menu. This is like, hey, the player wants to retry the stage, and he tells the game manager, and the game manager says, "Oh, the player wants to retry the stage. Okay, I'm gonna tell the scene manager. Then the scene manager is the one who's gonna take care of everything. It's like when you complain at a store and the guy calls his manager, and then the manager calls another manager. It's very weird. Scene manager. I actually had a to do here. Connect game signals, which is exactly what we're gonna do here. On game retry, I haven't touched this class in a while. So we need to create these functions. What the hell do I do here? This is the question now. Oh, it's game scene. Do I need a reference to this? Maybe I do. We can just like delete the node and instantiate it again. Or I have a reference. I'm stupid. I'm so smart. Me from the past already thought of this. So we're gonna fade the screen to black, which we do like this. On retry, we're just gonna recreate the entire scene. We can use the same load game scene function, I think. Maybe I need to disconnect. I'm not sure. I always disconnect the signals just in case when I'm gonna delete something. I think it's not necessary, but I still like to do it just in case. And load game scene. We need something else. Music. Um, should I ask for the state? I think I should. Maybe not. Maybe it's not necessary. I'm gonna fade out the music. I think that should do it. We fade the screen to black. We delete the old game scene. We load a new one. Then we fade out from black. I think that should do it. The return to tile one is a little bit trickier. I think I did this one in another game, but I don't remember how I did it. I think I just reloaded this scene. Um, Here what I want to do is reload the scene. I don't remember how I did it though. I'm gonna check real quick how I did it on another project. Give me a second. Godot. Let's see. This should be in the scene manager too. Where is it? Return to title. Get 3 reload current scene. I think that should do it. Yeah, I think this line should do the magic. It should. We'll have to test it out. I don't think there's anything else we have to delete here. Should we test it? Let's do it. Let's see what happens. Let's see if I broke the game or not. So once again, we're gonna wait for the water tank to deplete. It should show us a game over. Then we're gonna click the buttons on the game over menu and see what happens. We're just gonna drive around a little bit. You can drive for a while without dying, which is crazy. Even though you start with the water tank at half. So maybe I need to tweak some of the numbers on how fast your temperature rises and your water tank starts depleting. Also, I would like to fix the visual, but I don't know how. So on the tail of the vehicle, the water tank already shows like empty, but it isn't really. Can game over. Maybe I should put brakes when you game over, because I cannot control the car right now. Let's press retry and see what happens. Nothing happens. Of course. I know why it doesn't happen. I know exactly why it doesn't work. I never changed the state of the game over menu. Here when we show, we have to say state equals state active. That's it. I'm gonna do this one here too. That should do it, I think. I have to do this again. Actually, let's put brakes on the player. Can I do that? We have set state. Let's do that. Let's see what happens. Because after when you game over, you cannot control the player anymore, right? But if you're at full speed, that means you cannot brake manually. You cannot control it, so you just keep moving. So let's try putting a little brake. So when the game over hits, you stop moving. Once again, we're gonna drive full speed around. Wait for the water tank to deplete. What happens if I crash into something? All of these things have hitboxes, so that happens. If you crash into something. I wonder if you can flip the vehicle somehow. I hope not. Because there's no... If that happens, you're screwed and there's nothing you can do. And I'm not gonna code a function for that. I don't even know how you would do that. How do you know when the vehicle is flipped? There must be a way to know, but... Okay, I stopped moving, kind of. But it was really weird. Why I'm still moving? What is happening? Why I'm still moving? That's so weird. That was really weird. That was really, really weird. There's no errors or anything. I pressed retry. Nothing happened. Then I pressed back and I did the retry. That is so weird. Let me try again. And let me see what happens when the game over hits, because the player kept like accelerating, which was really, really weird. Maybe it has to do with the break, but that doesn't make sense. We just have to wait once more. I wonder if I can jump over the... If I crash in this full speed and I crash into the barrier and I go out of bounds, that would be crazy. Okay. Oh my god, I'm getting dizzy from looking at this. Okay, I press retry and it works. It's just that it takes like a second to do it. I don't know why. The brake thing doesn't work. Maybe I should just turn the velocity to 0. No, this isn't gonna work. Where's the steer to? Right, the steer is the thing that's acting weird. I should set steering. Like that. Maybe that will do the job. It's okay. If state is active, we'll try press. Oh, I shouldn't. Yeah, I need the delay. The delay should be 0 here. That was why. Don't ask. Just trust me. We have to do this again. We're gonna do this a bunch of times. We're gonna drive full speed while we listen to the World's End With You soundtrack, which, by the way, is another banger. This is kind of a vibe. Not gonna lie, listening to Deja Vu while driving to the sunset. Just have to wait. I forgot that I'm hiding the actual UI of the game. There's the water levels there. Come on, just a little bit more. Yeah, there we go. Maybe I need a little bit more breaks. But yeah, I just needed to stop the steering. That was really weird. I probably messed up some of the params on that function. That function is really useful, but it has so many parameters that I always messed something up. But at least I know everything works. So we have a game over like menu. Um, we need to test the if it shows when we win the game, which is gonna be way harder because we have to find 3 treasures on this giant map. Random thought. Should I make the palm trees bigger? These ones. This palm tree. Should I make them bigger? I think I should make them bigger. I don't like how they look. Fun fact, I made those palm trees myself. The palm trees and the cactus, I made them myself. Um, the rocks and the other three from an asset pack. Okay, yeah, it doesn't. The function to hide the menu is not working properly, but the functionality is there, which is more important. So let's check the code and let's check the code. It's false, that's good. It's offset, then it's time, which is 1. Then it's delay. This should work. Why is it not working? Um, I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get why it's not working. Is it because I'm doing an await? This does have an await. Okay, I'll have to check this out on detail later. I have no idea why it doesn't work properly. I've used this function like a million times on other projects. It has never done this to me. um, We need to test if we can win the game, and we need to do a pause menu. I think we do the pause menu, right? Let's do the pause menu. Why not? This is gonna be very similar. I'm gonna copy this thing. I don't care anymore. This is gonna be trying, and we're gonna have a return. And this one is gonna be called pause button retry. Yeah, that's all we need. Turn button. The good thing is that we can use the same retry function that we made before from the game over. I think it should work if we use the same one. Um, uh, we need to do the state thing too here. I'm gonna do a lambda here. This is pressed. There we go. Um, uh, something like that. And then we do the same thing for retry. Hmm. Did I do something wrong? Oh, I forgot the emit. There we go. We're gonna copy this too. We don't need this though. And here is where we need to pause the game. Should we do it from here or from the game manager? No, because if I do it from the game manager, it makes more sense, but this thing needs to be paused too. So I think it's better if I do it from here. How the hell do I pause the game? Godot pause. I always forget. It's super simple. Get 3 pause through. It's that easy. Okay, very important thing. We need to make sure to go here on the bottom right. For the pause menu, we need to set process mod to always. If you don't do that, when you pause the game, the pause menu itself will become paused. And if you pause the pause menu, you can unpause the game. That's very bad. Yeah, that's it. No, wait. Like I need to do the signals, but wait. Because I'm pausing when I'm telling it to hide. So I'm doing the signal thing. But if the game manager is paused, then it's not gonna receive the signals. So what I need to do is actually not do this here. I'm gonna do it in the game. This stays as always. That is fine. I'm gonna see the game is always gonna be running. But everything else, they're on inherent. So everything is gonna be possible. And specifically, this thing, this is the most important one. So the game has a timer that is constantly running. And at certain intervals is when the weather changes, the player consumes the water and everything. It doesn't happen every frame, but instead with a timer. So we need to tell this timer to process mode. To be possible. I think that should do it. We're gonna add a pause menu. We're gonna add the pause menu to the game. We're gonna get the reference here. On retry. Oh, I'm gonna need to change this names on the retry one is okay because they do the same thing. No, never mind. Yeah, because I'm doing it from different menus. So how do I know which menu I have to hide? I have to make separate functions. God damn it. On game over retry, on game over return, on pause retry, on pause return. What a mess. This is gonna be game over retry. This is gonna be game over return, and then we're gonna do something very similar for the pause menu. Yep. So and we need to show the pause menu somehow. We need an input action for that. We're gonna need a pause menu show. Yeah. In all cases, we need to the signal, we can use the same signal. I'm gonna change this to game return to title. Okay. What's the retry? We're gonna say get 3 false equals false. I'm gonna set the player to inactive. We're gonna hide the pause menu and we're gonna retry. On pause return, we just need to hide this. Actually, like that. We wait the menu to disappear before we unpause. Also return. I think that's all we need to do here. And here we actually pause the game and pause menu, show. Okay. I think that's all we need for now. We need the input action. That's the only thing missing. We have move, we have drill, we have radar, we have menu. We need the one more, which is gonna be pause. Oh, I need to add this to the settings too. God damn it. How are we wanna pause the game? Escape. This is like the most obvious answer. And joypad buttons. It's button 6. Yup. I'm gonna write it down so I don't forget. This thing is an absolute mess. Don't look at this. This is the settings menu. Add, pause, pause, action, settings. We're gonna do that later. Someday. We're gonna go to the process of the game manager. And we're gonna say if input map is action press. How do you do this again? I forgot. Input is action press. Um I need another condition here. Because otherwise you're gonna keep the button pressed and it's gonna call this multiple times. Whatever. It's not the best solution, but whatever. Um, I don't know if this makes any difference, but I'm gonna do it anyway. And we need to update that value, obviously. Is game paused through? Hmm. I think I need more than this. Because actually, I'm gonna test it, but like, I think what could happen is like I could pause and press retry, and then when the screen is fading to black, you can press pause again. Or when you get a game over and you retry, you can pause in there, which is not good. Let's test. Let's see what happens. Okay, guys, I'm gonna press the button. The game did pause, but the menu does not show. What happened there? Was it because UI twin? This thing will process regardless of whether Sintry is paused. No, I past me thought about everything. The game being paused should not affect the menu showing up. Why is it not showing them? Hmm. Why? Pause menu show. It did pause the game. So it reached here. I'm gonna here. That is so weird. Yeah, it just pauses the game, but it doesn't do anything. Pause menu is visible according to this thing. Then why I don't see it? The modulate is transparent. Yeah. So the twin is not running for whatever reason. Even though I'm explicitly telling it to run even if the Sintry is paused. Huh. This is so stupid, man. This is so stupid. What do I do? Um. Okay, let me check something. Because the twin is not running, but the pause menu itself think it's working. Because the pause menu changed to visible. State is 0. State is active, so it run the function. It's just that the twin is not working. So in theory, if I make it visible, the buttons should work. So if I press return, it doesn't pause the game. And then I swear this is so stupid. Oh, I need to make this controllable with keys. Oh god. Right now I'm using my mouse to click the buttons, but the idea is that you could be able to play the game with controller, for example. So the D-pad or something should be able to control these buttons. Ugh. Um, if I press return, the animation to make the pause menu disappear plays properly, and then the game pause. But when I pause it, it doesn't. Also return pressed. It awaits for the animation before I'm pausing the game. I swear this is so stupid. This makes no sense. This makes absolutely no sense. Why it works one way and not the other? Processes the node and its children in inherit mode only when the game is not paused. With what? Oh, no, that makes sense. That makes sense. Never mind. I have no idea why this doesn't work. I'm gonna check it out later. I want to do one last test before we end. There's a bunch of stuff that I need to check. But I'm gonna do it off stream because otherwise it's gonna be just me googling stuff. First thing, why don't you work? There's the player water tank. It's visual when close to 0. What's something else? Oh, the navigation. Made interactable with controller. The same goes for the game over menu. Yeah, I think those are the things that I need to check out. I want to do one small test. I want to see if I can win the game. I want to see if I can find all the treasures and what happens if I do. So I might need to collect some water actually if I want to survive. We actually have to play the game properly now. I'm once again hiding the UI. You can't see it, but collecting this water is important. Nothing? Okay, we have one treasure right here. Wait a second. I saw you. That's two. We need one more. Okay, I need water. Ouch. The collision with this thing is a little bit weird. I think I made it too big. Let me grab some water here. You just need one more. Nothing over there. Okay, the weather is doing something weird there. It's changing from 49 to 50 and back. But I guess that's okay. It's not that big of a deal. Maybe I shouldn't make the light change gradually instead of at certain thresholds. Okay, we're gonna get a heat wave soon. So I'm gonna hide. I'm gonna use the radar from here. Yeah, I think like changing the color of the sky may be a good idea for this scenario, for example. To make it feel that it really is a heat wave. Where is the last treasure? Where could it be? Nothing here again. Okay, I found the first two pretty easy. I got really lucky. But these ones, the last one doesn't want to be here. We have another heatwave coming now. Gotta hide. We're having a search. What could it be? Around here, maybe? Where is it? Maybe in the corner over here? Please? Wait, I'm kind of about to die. Look at my meters. We need to wait until temperature drops a little bit. Then we need water for sure. I might not make it actually. It's kind of crazy. No, I need to go out for water. That's crazy. That's the risk of dying is actually real. That is good though. That is a good thing. The game was too easy. That would not be good. We need to strike a perfect balance of difficulty. Not too easy, not too hard. That should be the ideal, always. Okay, I think that looks a little bit better. Bro, the fact that I haven't found it is crazy. I found it. It's here. It was on the corner all this time. What should happen is that I get a I should get a menu. Why am I moving? uh, okay, you can win the game. That's good. You can win the game. Okay, there is some good progress. The game is almost done in terms of playable features. I still want to polish a little bit, but and if only I knew how to make games look good, that would be amazing. But it's a game you can play it. That should be enough. I think we're gonna call it for today. We made some good progress, so that's good. I have a bunch of things that are not working that I don't know why that I have to check. So still not over, and I have until Monday. Oh God. So yeah, I think I'm gonna call it for today. That's gonna be the stream. Um, before I go, quickly plans. Next stream should be tomorrow. Should. Normally I stream Tuesdays to Fridays. Um, I'm usually doing Cuphead speedruns. That is like my main thing. So probably we're gonna be playing Cuphead today. I mean tomorrow. This little project for the GitHub Game Jam. I maybe will do a stream on Friday, showing a little bit more. But the game is pretty much done. So if there's anything interesting that I would like to show, I will show it on Friday. But honestly, I don't think so. Again, the game is basically done. Everything else that needs to be done is like small stuff that is not worth making a stream for. So yeah, next stream tomorrow, Cuphead, TLDR. um, okay, for now, I've been Tosun the Viper. Thank you for watching. Um, thank you for watching me suffer with Godot. And hopefully, I'll be back tomorrow. Yeah. Okay, that's gonna be the stream. Thank you. Bye bye. Bye bye.